Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Greetings, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about anti-colonialism. Anti-colonialism is the struggle against colonialism, a system in which powerful nations control, exploit, and limit the freedom of other regions. It represents the fight for independence, justice, and self-determination. Historically, colonialism affected many parts of Asia and Africa. It created systems of inequality, economic exploitation, and social injustice. In response, anti-colonial movements emerged, driven by the desire for freedom, dignity, and national identity. In Indonesia, anti-colonial struggle developed over more than 3 centuries under the Netherlands. During this time, Indonesians experienced forced labor, limited education, and economic exploitation. However, resistance grew stronger in the early 20th century through education, youth movements, and political organizations. Sukarno played a central role in uniting diverse groups under the idea of nationalism. His leadership and speeches inspired people to see themselves as one nation. Alongside him, Muhammad Hatta contributed through careful strategy and diplomacy, emphasizing the importance of international recognition and strong institutions. Following Hatta, Sultan Syahrir strengthened Indonesia's diplomatic efforts and promoted democratic values, showing that negotiation and global cooperation were essential in securing independence. At the same time, Tan Malaka represented a more radical perspective. Through his journeys across Europe and Asia during exile, he developed and spread anti-imperialist ideas, arguing that independence must be fully free from foreign influence. Indonesia declared independence on the 17th of August 1945, but still had to defend it against returning colonial forces. Through a combination of armed resistance and diplomacy, Indonesia finally achieved full sovereignty. This shows that anti-colonialism is not a single method, but a combination of leadership, ideas, and strategy. In Palestine, the struggle against colonial conditions continues into the present. Historically, Palestinian society was well established, but major displacement occurred in 1948, when many Palestinians were forced to leave their homes. As a result, hundreds of thousands became refugees, and many families have lived for generations in refugee camps, facing limited space, resources, and opportunities. Today, Palestinians in areas such as the West Bank and Gaza continue to experience restrictions in movement, economic hardship, and limited access to basic services. Because of this, Palestinians continue to demand self-determination, the right to return, and recognition as an independent nation. Their struggle reflects key elements of anti-colonialism: resistance to control, opposition to displacement, and the defense of identity. The ongoing situation in Palestine clearly shows that anti-colonialism is not only part of history, but remains relevant today. At the same time, Palestinians continue to preserve their culture, language, and identity, showing that resistance is not only political but also cultural. In Africa, anti-colonial movements also played a crucial role. Countries such as Ghana gained independence through strong leadership, including Kwame Nkrumah, who promoted unity and self-governance. Similarly, in South Africa, the struggle against the apartheid regime became a global symbol of resistance. Nelson Mandela and others fought for equality and justice, proving that anti-colonialism also includes the fight against institutionalized oppression. Anti-colonialism is not only about achieving political independence, but also about protecting culture and identity. Colonial systems often tried to erase local traditions and replace them with foreign values. In response, many societies preserve their heritage as a form of resistance. Even today, the relevance of anti-colonialism remains clear. Although formal colonialism has largely ended, inequalities and power imbalances still exist. Institutions like the United Nations continue to promote the principle of self-determination, but many struggles are still ongoing. In conclusion, anti-colonialism is a global and continuing struggle for freedom, justice, and dignity. From Indonesia's independence movement led by figures like Sukarno, Hatta, Syahrir, and Tan Malaka, to the ongoing situation in Palestine and the historical struggles across Africa, these movements show that independence is not easily achieved and must be continuously defended. These histories remind us that freedom is valuable, and that pursuit of justice requires both sacrifice and unity. Thank you for your attention.